Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Talking Simulator.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're back.
We are.
So, I'm Cameron,
Oh, I'm Corey.
and today we're going to be playing Disco Elysium again, because it's great. It's great.
So I wanted to share something with the chat, because my friend, my colleague, Alexi Peppers, has made a Twine thingy and put it up on Itch, where it is styled in the format of Disco Elysium, but there's also a link to like the source material, so you can make your own Disco Elysium Twine game
Ooh,
if you want.
yeah.
No pressure, but it's very cool.
Mm-hmm. What does electrochemistry want?
Drugs.
Drugs, yeah. I mean, I suppose so. Well, shall we play?
I think we should do that.
So when we last left Disco Elysium, choose, but choose wisely. We definitely played this
December.
in December, yeah.
Yeah, do our local files is better.
Mm-hmm. Let's find out if we've actually made it
Oh no.
through the first day.
Oh
Maybe I just
no.
deleted all of our progress. And let's see if we can continue being bad at being a bad cop.
Probably.
Unfortunately, a double negative doesn't necessarily make a positive. Sometimes you can just be bad at things.
Okay.
All right, it's 9:30 in the morning.
Let's full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we even working on right now? What is our...
What are we doing? Where are we?
What is going on?
Open apartment door for Everart.
Let Everard know that we opened the apartment
So let's go
door.
talk to Everart.
Okay.
We threw their ball into the sea.
Right, as we became the man ball. Split a kilo with Kuno.
We totally want to go get Kuna's speed from his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Find the armored gloves. Okay. Find the little girl. The smoker on the balcony. Okay.
The
What-
race enigma.
Ah. The victim's tattoos. Ask about that tattoo's possible meaning. The Whirling's secret passages. Who put the clothes in the trash? Find money and pay rent for Garta.
It's probably fine.
Yeah, we can find $20, I'm sure. Someone's using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients. Interrogate the drive. Right.
So we have to find our badge or stop the drug smuggling.
Right. Our gun has gone missing. That's bad. As has our badge. Find a sad song and sing it on karaoke. Also, acquire alcohol. It's very important to have alcohol. Oh, I forgot we have our track pants.
Yeah!
Look at... Oh, man, they make us better at everything.
Yeah, Kuno got us the hook up there.
Inter-isolary dress shirt. It makes us better at logic.
We're a better cop. And the necktie is just there to give us advice.
Yep. Absolutely. Neat office shades. Do we have any better shades? Oh, right. They damage our authority. We look like too much of a dork wearing them.
We can buy some other shades from the garbage. There's 2 other pairs that we can get
Okay.
in this area, I think. They're all bad.
Hopefully we can find a complete tracksuit at some point.
Yes.
Okay. So, there were some things I wanted to talk a bit about. There was some criticism about this game that it presented a lot of the political factions as being kind of like giving it a South Park vibe and saying that everyone is bad, which I had read. Right, everyone's
all of the factions.
Yeah, like the union, the police, the corporate interests, and I kind of I was like, what does it?
Mm-hmm.
Because like the South Park thing is that not that everyone is the same, but that everyone is cynically exploiting
Yes.
the same.
And I don't
right? Like
think
that there's
that's
a rush to
true.
convergence. Yeah. I contest that.
There's also the issue that there's like overlap between the stuff because like the union is communist.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's things. There's things. There's things. Let me click. I want to click on the things.
Get it?
At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts.
Delicious.
Commodore Red and Potent Pilsner. Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here. Did I do this? Well, the lieutenant looks at you, then the bottles. Yes, I think we can say that with relative confidence it was you. Looks like I had a lot of fun. It really, really does. Why am I Russian all of a sudden? Kim is French. Or has a French accent. It really, really doesn't. The lieutenant turns to go. Let's turn our attention elsewhere and move on.
Like, I think the game does, like, where it shines is that it presents things as complicated.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. That, I think most of the factions here are coming from legitimate places.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean they're good or correct.
Yeah.
But I think they're all coming from, like, honest, good faith places.
I mean, they're kind of honest, because, like, we're looking at Everard, who's corrupt. We're looking at corruption. But they're pretty open about it. It's, like, expected in the culture.
Mm-hmm. But please, sir, we're pretty easy to spot up here. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and the sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. Let's leave the picture alone. Remember when it snowed the other day? That was awesome.
I wasn't here.
Oh!
I was in Seattle and it got less snow. It did snow a bit.
Oh.
And I stayed mostly indoors for that. But, yeah, got home to Slushville.
Yeah.
On Thursday. That was great.
Yeah, it was sloppy here. It sucked.
Yeah, and then it rained a lot. It's pretty much winter here.
Yeah. I love this kind of snow that we're seeing on the screen.
Big, fluffy.
Yeah, quiet.
Yeah. I miss seeing, like, blue shadows and stuff.
Revachol. Oranges. Oranje. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. A pronunciation guide. It's helpful.
It's so helpful.
Everard the Hutt.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
Why?
Of course, let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry. So that's really my name?
My god, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? He shrugs with an amazed expression. What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that, he looks at you, are very low. My memory's fine, I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. He pats the brown folder in front of him. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten a hold of some of our documents? The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? His eyes never leave yours. Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder. Ooh. A red check. Oh, it's very low.
Yeah, you only get one chance at it.
Yeah. Let's talk about other matters.
I mean, we're pretty healthy right now. Even if we fail, it'll just make us look bad.
Oh. But I hate looking bad.
Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details of amnesia. You wanted something from me? We opened the door for him.
Yeah.
Very glad to hear that, Harry, he says with a smile. One question, you didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth. I did go inside. Weasel had the flag of the old Revachol on his wall.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting, he shakes his head. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. He pretends to roll up his sleeves. Real police work is going to start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is going to be good.
I love that, pretending to roll up your sleeves, like just being like...
Yep. So greasy.
Yeah. I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys, Wild Pines, sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flat caps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut this strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
He nods gravely. A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire. I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Usit, Seminine, Semarizera. You name it, you've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little kids for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. He laughs.
Go on.
About my fun container, he chuckles. It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise.
He has his own treehouse. This guy's my best friend.
I know. Enough about me and my container. His face turns serious. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Shakes his head. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out in trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, he says, ignoring the lieutenant. What you need to realize is we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, he raises his finger, we push to kill.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys, he nods to you and the lieutenant. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim.
Mm-hmm. One day, Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." Probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. Chuckles. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. He chuckles. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel to you like that. If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. I found a similar mug in the trash with a hanged man's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? He grabs his head with both hands. You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people with the power of politics.
Yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. Shakes his head, laughing. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right? He imitates bashing someone with an imaginary baton.
Great technique. You'd make a great sergeant. Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. He chuckles. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject. All right. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. He slams his fist on the desk. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell. The fist slams the desk again. One of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that just don't happen to show up during strikes.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange. Mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. He grins broadly. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. He starts laughing. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interest of Martinez and Ravishal in mind. Work with them, hell, interview them, but don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Oh, I'm so good at this. You can now go and tell Titus about this, see what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. He holds out a banknote. Money.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled. How many micro bribes did this guy take?
Good boy, real team player. He rubs his hand together. Now, do we have any more questions?
I wanted to ask about the drugs.
Of the whirling stew or whatever?
Yeah, no, the drug trade.
Maybe if we start talking to him again, it'll pop up
Okay.
as like a first option.
Yeah.
Was it a good talk? He leans back, suddenly worried. I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Find your gun. Find your gun. Great sadness comes over him. But it's like I can't completely trust you yet.
Yet.
Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left, he says, slowly shaking his head. I want to, but I can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat? He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats. What's that supposed to mean? I'm way more left than you are, union boss. You're right not to trust me. I take care of me. I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engineer. Hey!
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. Just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper. He pulls out an envelope, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. He grins broadly. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They're just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings right next to a fancy new youth center designed by the best architects from Stella Maris.
Roller skates? Where is this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village, they're calling it. Gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit. Kim, what do you think of this? It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful. He studies Everard. But he thinks it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. He bows his head in shame, then looks up and smiles. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Fine. If I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you here. He hands you an envelope.
You need... Sorry.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you've got the signature, mail this to blah, 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 blah. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist. He runs his fingers through his thin hair.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
How's the union involved in the local drug trade?
What? He smacks his forehead, completely flabbergasted. Harry, how could you say this to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
I am.
The man rubs his temple, closes his eyes in pain. You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. You know what? He perks up. I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want. Let's change the subject.
Thank you for understanding. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. Heh. He chuckles suddenly. You know, I like you, but you're never my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
Yes. None taken, the man quickly replies and then turns to you. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Can we do option 6?
Yeah, what's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Volsund crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch, he says with the fondest of smiles. Time is a precious resource. I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it. Right, yes, the container.
Yeah.
What about my lost gun?
Yes, your lost gun. His face turns serious. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. He winks at you. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Could he really hold my gun hostage? Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back, and working with him might be the only way to do it. Might have been bought from Roy's pawn shop if your men factored that in.
Yes, thank you for that. The hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed, he makes air quotes, factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important, building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting. Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back?
Damn it, Harry, that's exactly what it means, he turns to the lieutenant. I am only kidding, of course.
He is not. He is not. Of course, the lieutenant replies dryly. I understand. We help you, you help us.
I'm good.
Yeah. Alright, Everard, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
See you soon, Debardieu. Big man raises his hand in farewell. Just kidding, but not too much. Just gonna stay here in my crate fort.
Interact. Ooh. A white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right. Oh, he gave us its postage paid.
Yeah. We can read it if you want.
Oh, okay. Find a loophole in the deal.
There is no loophole. Simple truth is current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise next door.
I should have seen it. The lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again. Everard probably has eyes on us, but he pauses to think. We could try to get the other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we need to access the coast before we do anything. Everard won't believe you got villagers' signatures if you can't even get to the village, he shrugs. You can try a forgery as soon as we get across the waterlock. Get 2 signatures for Hardy. Prove your authority to Titus Hardy. Find Moral, the cryptozoologist.
He's across the water.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's go talk to Hardy again, I guess. Now that
Yeah.
we've got permission. We can also stop at the container and try to convince it to open itself.
Ooh, I like that. Let's talk to the container.
Yes.
For a while, I thought it would be really cool to live in a shipping container. I think that time is still ongoing. The problem is apparently they're awful to live in.
Yeah, we've got. If we ever buy land, we're building a shipping container house of some kind.
Really?
It's just going to happen.
Dope.
If we ever get property.
Persuade the door to open.
It's a white check. It's fine. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so good at video games!
3% means 100%.
I gotta go buy a lotto ticket. No, wait, that's all my luck ever. I'm gonna go to buy a lotto ticket and get hit by an elephant.
The village elephant. No.
Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you. Hello? Is there anybody in there? The door stands silent. Satisfied, detective. A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face. Try again. If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door. Mega rich light-bending guy. From deep within the container, a voice. Ahoy! Come on in! The smile disappears. You can't be serious.
I'm so happy.
What is happening?
It's so cool. I'm gonna need you to move a little bit off camera, or like over towards me, so that the money is visible.
Okay.
All right, as we move around to go talk to this guy, it's really fun.
What's gonna happen to my money? Oh! Oh, we quit. I quit. We quit. I retire. The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention like soldiers preparing for review. Squint? Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, an echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter. Whoa. Welcome! Come in, make yourself at home. Sorry I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today. You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him. Now, he claps his hands together. What can I do for you, gentlemen? What can you see of his body? What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. What? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. There's genuine surprise in his voice. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Diodor, investor, license holder, an extremely high net worth holding individual. And you are? Mr. Diodor, I'm Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner. My name is Harry, and I'm a detective. Pleasure to meet you, Harry, he says warmly. Public service is a noble cause. What are you doing in this container? Traveling. It's a great way to get around. It's fun, safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me ask you a question. Where are we exactly? We're in Martinez, district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. Ah, Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stelle Marie. I wonder if it's still there. It It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't possibly make a difference to you. There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. So you travel from place to place via a shipping container. Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, pale-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while, a bit bourgeois. Ah, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? Yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome. Don't get me wrong, they're nice things, but once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space becomes much more important than material goods. He speaks from the heart. He has a very different problem compared to low net worth individuals such as yourself. For example, no problems at all. So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that. The bending light appears to wink. How did you become so rich? The man chuckles. To be perfectly blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual? The man exhales with a whistle. I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darned expensive. You know, price increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Cool, I don't have any interesting replies. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? You're a thief. Sure, and they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht? Hundreds? Dozens, at least. But of course, in the future it'll all be automated. But my point is this, he says, jabbing his finger into the Arabic. Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him. Capital, he nods, makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter. Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What's going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about. There's something weird going on here. What do you mean? His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different. Are you talking about my chin? No, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light. Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Wiseman coefficient. Our what? It's some statistical thing. In essence, it says that when an extremely low net worth individual meets an extremely high net worth individual, some of the laws of physics cease to apply. Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face? Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire. Hey, I'm calm. Really? No, not really. There are actually quite many digits. A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billionaire. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff? I see nothing of the sort, to be frank. All I see is a gentleman who's unusually well-dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd. Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you, my container. Can I have some money? I don't see how it's appropriate for a representative of the law to ask for a wealthy person for money. This shines a bad light on the RCM, if you catch my meaning. Come now, there's not even a scent of corruption here. I'm merely being polite. So let me check my pockets. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Oh, $3? Dope. Yeah. Here's 3 real. How much can you get for this? It gets me almost nothing. That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. Maybe you can take that money, make that money grow, come up with an investment plan. How's that sound? These ultra-liberal types love using huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water. Present an investment plan that is sure to fail. Oh. You should invest in the RCM. You should what? The volunteer police force. Why would I do that? Because it's chronically mismanaged, deeply corrupt, and completely outmatched. Just a minute. The RCM has its difficulties, but generally speaking, you know, that's exactly what I've heard. From what I understand, the RCM, as currently constituted, is essentially a lost cause. Still, the idea of a privatized police force is extremely forward-thinking. You could even say it's ultra-liberal. Tell me, if you could invest in the RCM, where would you direct your resources? Bigger guns. Large caliber motherfuckers that leave excellence the size of grapefruit. The plasma gun that shoots periwinkle blue high-energy plasma. This is your chance. Take care of the people who protect the people. Pay raises for officers and generous benefits. I don't believe in giving anyone money for nothing, but maybe there's something to using market incentives to improve performance. If I could interject, the RCM's problems are mainly structural. We're hamstrung by a lack of clear lines of authority, and our system of performance reviews strongly disincentivizes all inter-precinct cooperation. I think the Lieutenant's right. Your problems run much deeper than equipment or funding. The entire org structure of the RCM needs to be redefined. You need a unified chain of command, new metrics for measuring performance that reward real police work. Does that sound right? Ugh. Yes, that's precisely what you'll need. So you'll do it. Hell no. Can you imagine how much work that would take? Why would I do that when I can just speculate on exotic financial derivatives from the comfort of the shipping container? The thing about investing is that the less work you have to do, the better. Don't overthink. That's what return on investment means. The Lieutenant's disappointment is palpable. It's like someone just shot his dog. Damaged morale? Now, is there anything else I could help you gentlemen with? You should probably get back to our investigation. It was a real pleasure. Sadly, though, my current lifestyle prevents me from remaining more than a brief time in any one place. Perhaps we'll meet again, somewhere far away. Farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness. What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinez. Oh, this is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, isn't it? It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience. What is the kingdom of conscience? It's not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times. How do you bring about those circumstances? Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment. Ugh, enlightened centrism. But what about all the things that are wrong now? Tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren may not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. Wait, is this about doing things or just preserving the status quo? Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
How dare!
When did you stop beating your wife?
Right?
What if the status quo is chaos and bloodshed?
It is!
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress. Sounds mega boring. Count me out. What you want is immaterial. The kingdom of conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly. Well, goodbye.
Ah.
How about that, Kim? $3.
Alright, you can come back now. Our money isn't gonna change again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we just eat him into the water?
It won't work.
Oh. Press étendre. Oh.
Right?
Okay, that was awesome.
Yeah. Like I told you, I thought Everart's twin might be like dead and in that container or something. Like that might be like the dumping spot for a body.
Right.
Like that's why it would be suspended on the crane. Like it actually matters.
Right,
But
right. As it
then
turns
I ran
out,
into that. It was like, huh?
holy shit. What is? Oh, and we also got,
Another thought about bankruptcy.
yeah, bankruptcy sequence. Business loves silence, the second loudest sound in the world, eclipsed only by the collective screams of market crash victims. So let me whisper to you, do you feel the veil of the sun god slipping? Are the better days gone? Are we entering bankruptcy? Is the company gonna go down and leave you in the gutter with the rest of the dredges delivering parcels for soup money? You need to crisis manage your way out of this.
So for 5 hours we get -1 empathy. But we don't know what the bonus is at
Yeah.
the other end. We do have a skill point, so we could unlock a slot.
Yeah. But I like my skills.
Could always take advanced race theory.
Wait. The apricot chewing gum scented one.
Yep. That's from
Yeah.
the gum in the
In
clipboard.
in the clipboard. People think communism is some. Okay, we have to forget them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you can just unlock more slots. It
Yeah.
just takes a skill point. And once
Alright.
they're unlocked and empty, you can just freely put stuff in there.
I really enjoy this. Wait, no, internalize. There we go.
Yeah.
What now?
Talk to Titus.
Yeah, I guess. Right, yes, talk to Titus. We discussed this.
Yeah, we got slightly distracted with that shipping container.
Well, hey, we can pay for another night in the hotel.
Living like kings.
Maybe somebody will have mopped.
No, the cleaner quit.
Right, yeah, we kind of chased her away.
We were partying too hard.
Like, you can even do that.
I know, right?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Me and Everhart talked. He promised you'd cooperate. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy. Now she's making me play with you. He spits. Is that it, lawman? What's gonna happen if we don't? The little guy leans forward. You gonna go and tell on us? Why don't you push me some more and find out? You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus? He turns his eyes, full of hurt, to the big man. Let's see. He chuckles. Yeah, I guess I am. He turns back to you. The old man sent word you'd be around. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out. I want to voice this guy like one of the ripping friends.
Yep.
Establish authority.
Ha-cha-cha.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? You believe this place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with almost exclusively men sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time. You seen Apricot, old Pidieu's daughter? Asks Lieutenant McCoy. Uh-huh, replies Torson. Yeah, I saw that one. McCoy shakes his head in appreciation. A bit strange the old man named her Apricot, but I mean, who am I to judge? Want to hit the kebab joint? I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here. Huh? You must be, just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand. He leans in. You got a problem with beer now? Not quite there yet. Push on. No, I'm also a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people.
Yep.
You saying we don't help people? He puts the beer down. I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martin Hayes was dumped before we put this outfit together. They don't know, man. They weren't here. He turns to you. We had 3 shootings a week. Kids dead. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s. Congratulations on the graffito removal. He turns to Titus. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim. So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck. He picks the beer back up. Don't let him drink that. One more push, quick. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already. It's not about who did this. It's about the victim. She needs help. Titus. He looks at her. She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give up, but on his terms. You want to help her, cop? Fine. I'm going to let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, Titus taps his chin with his fist. A freight train of pain, buddy. Lieutenant takes out his notes. What is her name? Klasia Amandu. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. Real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. Adjusts his cap. That's Amadou with an O-U. Amandu with an O-U. Shit, the girl upstairs. That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop. Oh, it's her. It's definitely her. It's Miss Orania, disco dancer.
Oh, there's a conversation with your tie.
Ooh. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Dick. You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly. I don't understand what's so cool here. Nothing. He gives you a sideways glance. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way. Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
3.
So, what's your relationship with her? I know her. He looks around and an uncommon silence fills the room. How well do you know her? Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months. He crosses his arms. So she's not from around here. You mean Ravishal? No. She's an immigrant or drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter. Don't give her any more trouble, the fat guy blurts out. She's just had some bad luck after. That's all. Shut up, Angie, he slaps his forehead. She doesn't need your help. Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. What was her relationship with the mercenary? Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship. Something is off here. His anger is possessive. It was like that karaoke incident all over again, or like some of the other girls he was harassing. Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation. You said she partied. Cool. That's cool. But what did you mean? What do you think I meant? Sex, drugs, and karaoke, right? Yes, and no. He looks you straight in the eye. Got something to say about it? So you two were close? No, we just fucked, that's all, he states matter-of-factly. I'm not going to give you any details if that's what you're after, so put your dick away. He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're going to get for now. Thank you, we'll talk to her. He points his beer can at you. Remember what I said. Freight train of pain. Let's talk about the hanging again. Again. Just get the dead guy's autograph since you're his biggest fan. Burst of laughter in the room. Little guy's loudest. Good one, Titus. Oh, jeez, boss.
Get him! Mess him up, Sharky!
Oh, jeez, boss. What are we gonna do now? Silence, you fool! I'm trying to think.
Let's just go upstairs and talk to.
No more
Claudia.
questions. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hello, sir.
Officer, what was that?
What was that?
What is that?
Nothing. It's not nothing. You are coming apart, it seems. He looks you in the eye. Do you know the assault victim? Not anymore? Yes. Is there something I should know before we talk to her? She knows I didn't remember being a cop. Okay, he nods. That's manageable. I met her in the hallway after I woke up. Understood. You were not in good shape Monday. Nods. We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing. You feel fortified by his assurance. It's gonna be alright.
Kim fills you with determination.
Yeah, disappointing Kim is worse than failure.
I mean, sometimes you can succeed and disappoint Kim. It's this door.
This oh, the one with stuff behind it.
One with stuff behind it.
Knock.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door. This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. Door's open. I'm drying my hair. Sound like a sexy disco dancer, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's got like a multi-story.
Yeah. How do you...
Highlight things?
Ah. Yes.
We should close the door.
Okay. We should open a door.
Should we?
The other one.
The other one. Oh. This room is sad all over it. Reminds you of your own. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. This medicine cabinet is full of wares, sheets of bills haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Look at the medications. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet and pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetyllic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. Search the pill sheets. Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian marked red blister packs, you find... What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. Oh, we know. A bright orange bottle with Prep-Tide stamped on it in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. What's so exciting about the orange bottle? It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders, but that's what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. Yeah. Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Prep-Tide. Prep-Tide, a euphemism for
Pharmaceutical?
pharmaceutical. Why does that not look right? Is there an extra A?
There's an extra A.
Yeah, pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed. The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
Willpower! Alright.
Goodbye, Kim.
Kim cannot be contained.
Feel someone watching you behind the glass door. A woman. The bed has been hastily made.
That's the exit.
Ah. Shit.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers. Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. Move your hand. Fast. The wind brushes them off the roof. They're gone.
Bye!
Oh, I suck. Yeah, good old Dex. Cold coffee in an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and
I'm
lean.
sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view
It's
you've
much
got
nicer
here.
now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man. Mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell is open in there.
Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the inferno.
I am Kim Kitsuragi. I am a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
I have very little idea of what I'm doing.
You're doing just fine. After all, your path has led you back to me.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Ah, I see.
Don't get many fully voiced conversations in this
No.
game. Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you've been through something difficult. Use euphemisms. No need to dilly-dally. She's tough. Thanks, coach, but I think I'll dilly-dally this time. You'll sound like a namby-pamby. They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? She raises her eyebrows. I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped? She takes a quick drag, unperturbed.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered. It's not that early.
She looks around. Sun has risen over the sea. People are rushing to work below. It is. It's murderously early. I'm amazed I'm awake. Why am I even awake?
So were you.
Yeah. She draws the word out. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know. If they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more. She searches for the word, shrugs. Rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us that you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. Wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery, sexual assault maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus asked you to spice things up for us.
Pretty much. She cradles her coffee cup in both hands.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life. What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
What kind of partying? Kinda I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
I didn't know that was physically possible.
Oh, it is. Takes a long drag. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. She sips coffee. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. Then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Understood.
Looks down at the yard.
It must have been hard for you, seeing him there. What questions do we actually want to ask her?
Name, age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what? We are investigating someone here.
Sorry, I can't do it. She puffs her cigarette. Not right now. Later, matey. Keep seeing him like he is now. Can't talk about his, I don't know, hair. Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later. How do the Hardy Boys know you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They're frequent guests downstairs. She looks at the floor. It's tarred. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there right now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had any physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Understood.
She sips her coffee. Birds circle over his head.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
I hope not. Pause. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing, not crossing the wires, you know. But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. Another pause. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
Thank you for telling all of this, miss. I'm sorry, but we're not quite done here yet. He turns to you. We have more questions. Better to be thorough now than to have to come back to this later. What did they hang him for, if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing, she thinks. Probably know all about that.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was on a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it.
She nods.
And you sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
Good enough.
Cool.
She sincerely thinks it's very cool of you.
I don't think we have to.
Yeah. I thank you for telling all of this. All of this, miss.
Breathes in a silvery sigh of relief, weariness. Air on the roof feels humid.
We should head back downstairs, officer. The lieutenant looks at you. We have things to discuss there. As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you, and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion? She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Name?
Yeah. Klasia Amandu. Where are you from? Vredefort. Okay.
Passport?
I'm afraid... Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so is in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
How do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Kostya Amandu. It is a weird name.
Okay then.
Okie dokie. Pours herself more coffee.
What do you do, miss? What's your specialization?
Something stupid.
Want to hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows patrol officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer. His partner, Emil Molins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Molins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm. He's warm, Mullen replies, because he's under the radiator. You're a cop.
No. More stupid. Oranya's lit.
Oranya's lit?
Oranya's lit. It's what I studied at the university. She raises both eyebrows.
What's Oranya's literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Orangese. All national literatures are, only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Ravasholian lit would fit like a glove. What do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Thank you. That's it. Or, how old are you?
I'm 28. She takes a drag.
Thank you. That's it, for the record.
The record. So official. Here till 23 o'clock, drinking coffee, most likely. We should take a break and get coffee.
Ooh, coffee. Oh, and
Kim.
And Kim wants to talk to us.
Sweet.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back in 5? All right. Do self-care. Hey, welcome back. I said to us, because we are back. How's it going?
It's pretty good. It's going pretty good.
I didn't have any coffee for about 3 minutes, and now I do. Okay, so what's going on in the game? The shallow pretense of what the Hardy Boys had offered us for their justification for murdering the mercenary,
The rape.
yeah, was a fabrication.
Yeah. That That man lied to us.
Yeah. Smooth as ice, there are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges, but the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface. This window was recently replaced. Looks like it, yes. He adjusts his glasses. You know which window has not been recently replaced? The one I smashed in my room? Yes, that one. Cold wind is seeping in right now, and just one floor below you, messing up with your concentration here. Stop distracting him. He has work to do. Plus, if I recall, the window had been giving him shit ever since he got here. Did
Just
we
talk to Kim. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate? Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of their plan. Why did she tell us all of that? What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. She seems candid? Or something is off here. Something is off here. You think so? A shadow runs across his face. She seemed forthcoming, unusually so, but being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough. So, okay. The game has us establish our character through our decisions.
Yep. Like, we've got a bit of wiggle room.
But like, it monitors what we're doing and decides what kind of person we are and that's luxurious, right? We do get to decide what kind of person we're going to be by behaving in certain ways. And so far, I have made us into a very,
Sad. Sorry.
floppy,
Floppy. Kind of lumpy.
lumpy, yeah, kind of, if you took dough and boiled it, I guess a steam bun?
A doughboy.
A doughboy, yeah. I should have been an art cop, but I didn't know how to be an art cop, so I'm just kind of a loser.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Let's go over the rape victim again. Again, seriously, man, he shakes his head. Fine, fire away. When was it? Did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. He crushes his half-empty beer can. So what does it matter? It would help if we established the timeline. Alright, 2 weeks ago maybe? I don't know. I need another beer. He turns to Glenn. Here you go, boss! The tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracks it open.
I think we have to conclude and then restart.
Right.
Oh, no, there we go.
Yeah, whatever. That's weird, because she says she wasn't raped. Fuck! The big man's eyes and veins bulge. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed. For the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her. Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down and she doesn't fucking trust you. Yeah, she's crazy, you know, the rat-faced man says carefully. A crazy bitch, you know the type. She's fucked up. Cut the bullshit, she told me the truth. Law man, he says through clenched teeth, I am at the very end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. His hands become fists. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and he says, I am going to fucking Titus Hardy! Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot. Success. Titus backs off, fists down, everybody. goddamn no one tells you to put your fists down. Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood? Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command. Look, Copper, the tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. He turns to Titus, who still is breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Here, jerkwad. He slams an audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit and then come back and tell me the soldiers of the apocalypse was an innocent man. Oh, hey, we can play this on the karaoke machine. Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. You don't care about evidence? His eye twitches. The fuck are you a cop for, then? Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They're fucking keeping score on their bulletin boards. I won't be on your bullshit board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. So what's on this tape? What's on it? We call it the Door Gunner Mega Mix. You know why? You'll know why once you listen to it. Where'd you get it? You know we got into this shit deaf and dumb. You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. So you bugged them. How? We have machines, he nods. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff. Understood. You've listened in on the communication. He takes a little note. How long? Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons. Things got nice and quiet after that. Shanky. What a nickname. Aw, little Shanky.
Thinks he's grown.
Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work, then? It's not advanced, the heavy man wheezes. You're just holed up in a coop all day writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there. Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work. The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast. Yeah, man, you're like a radio genius or something. These notes are in some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit. Okay, where can I listen to it? I'm sure we can find a tape player, the lieutenant whispers. Where can I listen to this? He mocks you. Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius? Yeah, play with your ass, cocksucker. His voice echoes like thunder in the small room. I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem, he repeats calmly in a hushed voice. That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation. Don't forget your tape law, man. He pushes the little tape towards you with his giant hand. Compliments, Titus Hardy. Fine. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Let's go to the pawn shop.
Yeah.
Unless we've already bought the boombox. I don't think we already bought the boombox.
The Door Gunner Mega Mix. What was the line from Full Metal Jacket? The helicopter door gunner. You know what the hardest thing is about shooting kids? You gotta remember not to lead them so much.
You know, a little slower on those tiny legs.
Yeah.
To the right and down.
To the right then down?
Yeah, for the
Right, yeah.
pawn shop. Yes.
Yes. Ah, there it is.
That character in Full Metal Jacket was so
fucked up.
That character.
I recently watched Generation Kill. Oh yeah, how can you... Sorry, that was the line, Plasterboard. How can you shoot women and kids like that? Easy, you just don't lead them as much.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the boombox?
Upper shelf.
Ah. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. Classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you, gold and orange, a sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it. Can I play a tape on the boomboxes real quick? Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now. Are you sure this is all in working order? Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though, he grimaces, I don't really like music. This Stereo 8 approved machine here is the Harman Washi W02 made in Vesper, designed in Seoul, he says. Plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Can I get a discount on the boombox? Police discount? Discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real. Just don't ask him for the smallest amount. You'll insult him. The others will work. How about 8?
Let's make it 8.
Yeah. Actually, yes, let's. 8 is an even better number than 12. Even more internal balance. He observes the light on the wall and adds, better integrity, too. Thanks for the discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox. And here you go. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Love Roy. Now we get the boombox.
Roy means, can we just walk around with it on our shoulder?
Yes.
Fucking yes. Oh my god, we can.
Yes.
Yes! We're just playing the Door Gunner Megamix.
There we go. You can hear it. Oh. Let's listen.
Maybe we should go someplace more private.
It's fine.
It's fine. Commencez. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air. This isn't Revachol, a man's voice says. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants. Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery. The harbor. Kim takes out his notebook. That's the sound of a convulsant crane. More static. When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens, too. Gonna rent a room, Cordy. A real nice one. This part is unintelligible. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco on the counter. You know, the dancer upstairs. Do it Lee Schmin style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth. Click. Then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. Lieutenant presses the button marked "Add a Day" on your portal-reel. The tape stops spinning. What was at the very end? Silence. End of recording. What do you think? It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off their shortwave and edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. He did say it. We can't edit words into someone's mouth. Indeed, but the lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with his look now. It's his look of suspicion. There's more going on here than we know. Who's this Corty? One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his? What's Li Shmin? A village on the Samaran Isola in Tianan. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about. You think he was there? Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer, or maybe Li Shmin is just merc talk for atrocity. Slaughter. Okay, then what now? I think we got a few more questions for Glacia, don't you? He looks around. This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree. As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's Friday night. The contrast feels chilly. Inappropriate, even.
All right.
All right.
You got a new brainwave.
Yeah. Oh, we do, too.
Maybe we have to interact with it through
Oh,
the
yes.
good.
Thought complete. Mazovian socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over personally with a socioeconomic theory. It has, however, made him into a very, very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world. Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP, -1 visual calculus, reaction, reaction everywhere, -1 authority, downtrodden inva-communist. Interesting. What is... Oh, speed. Right.
Yeah.
The drug
Actual
speed.
speed.
Yeah. What is volumetric shit compressor? Right, that's us getting our shit together.
Yeah. So hard.
Yeah, get XP from good praxis. There you go. What's our how's our authority doing? Probably negative.
Poorly. Guess back upstairs to the whirling.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a fun conversation. Authority is currently unaffected, actually. It's evening out. 4.
Yeah. I got a 4. Because we got big brains.
Indeed. Oh, but no, we don't. We're quite dumb. Oh no.
The other brain. The other half of the brain.
Yeah, the intuitive, the passage.
Yeah.
Yeah, our build is, very low int, low whiz.
All the way back upstairs.
You don't want to be rude.
I can't guarantee that there's not a thing triggered by that, so I don't know. Maybe it is worth it.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Puts your coffee cup down.
With a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her.
Did he? A smile flits across her face. I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions, only that he was never bad to me.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
She arches her brow. Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are the exact words he used.
Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. She picks the cop back up. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Lee Schmin style?
Lee Schmin was mentioned.
Wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Lee Schmin. It was in his everything.
Well, I say things like that. Machismo? Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things, then integrated them into his idea of normalcy to keep on living until they just sort of turned into his... She thinks, what's the word I'm looking for?
persona.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke, and it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lily's punchlines got away way funkier than that. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Leishman massacre, the 36 famine and Yisit, all rolled into one person and cast in ordinary ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support I'd be in Leishman, I would be tearing it up soldierly apocalypse style.
She wouldn't. She doesn't have the full schmin in her. Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean.
No, we were too busy laying waste to our nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. She seemed happy, I guess, at ease, as much as a man like him could be.
There's a small measure of pride in her, and she could quell the rage in such a being. Thank you for clearing that up, miss. He turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes, you're just one room away. Pours herself more coffee. Very personal.
Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory. You do not need to know that. The lieutenant taps on his notebook. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like, get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Tell us more about the victim.
Yeah. Like, for example, his name.
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. Just called him Lily.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. It was his army name, apparently. Said his real name wasn't his. Tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook, then tears out a page and hands it to you. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
Young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink.
The last piece, missing piece of a puzzle of flesh. He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, she smiles. That.
It's clear she liked it. What did it represent? You liked it?
Quite a lot, yes.
What did it represent? Do you know?
It was a map of his life, the places he's visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Showing off to chicks. How so?
How? She leans back. Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets, scarred, of course, tattooed. Sheets are dirty for some reason. His smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, she points to the air with her sharp nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattooed star. What was this, baby? And he says, she lowers her voice comically, that was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that. She goes, okay, what's this, baby? And he's like, saw some bad shit there. Killed some loincloths. And so it goes, star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country, and he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this.
Oh yeah, she nods.
Can you tell us precisely what these mean?
No, thank you. She doesn't take it. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them. She pours more coffee. Even more coffee.
Oh, this is voiced by Dasha Nekrasova. She did that in an interview where with an InfoWars.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, she's sipping on like a Starbucks drink the entire time, and just like dead calm.
Flat.
And just kind of like debates them over and over again.
Okay.
It's good. Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of RNE needed the people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer for money. Went to Killer Academy in Bredfort, then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. all of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. She smells faintly. Change of topic?
Tell me something odd. Did he enjoy his death?
Why do you ask? She seems unsurprised.
It's a feeling I have. Indulge me.
Well, it's wrong. He had too many drinks to down, too many bad things to do. Couldn't tap out just yet.
Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Orania, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. Nowhere town there.
You are almost right, officer. The lieutenant shakes his head like he just missed a shot in darts. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form. You are both from Oranje.
Yes, we were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No, he was too old for that. From another part of Oranieric. Didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Orania. It was bad habits.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42. Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older, but no, memory makes her smile. We even celebrated his birthday, like some weeks ago. It was funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer. The lieutenant taps on his notebook once as though assigning some kind of point. Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. I did not know this was a competition, Kim.
It isn't.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport. There's no challenge without competition. There must be an opponent. Let it be. If the young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. She's enjoying this. His eyes were blue.
Yes, like blue. They were like, she stops, her eyes half closed, then continues, like little blue galaxies. It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. She takes a drag. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. He had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising with all the scarring. It was quite something watching him speak.
He had the combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Yes, severe. She seemed to enjoy the word. Made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Oh yes, the lieutenant suddenly remembers. His hair, if you can remember.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily, not nice to stroke. Couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us?
Real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. She grinned. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does that toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss, but we'll manage it without your help for now. Could it be that love did him in? What kind of question is that? Also, this seems like an odd thing to say to someone.
It's Harry.
Yeah, let's be weird. The man next to you blinks. His expression does not change. Alright, let's see where this is going. When your psyche is like, no, I want to see where you're going with this. Let's find out.
Mm-hmm.
From way out in the northwest, he told me.
Cool.
Yeah, it's what the corpse told us.
But
right?
telling another person that you had a conversation with the corpse?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
It's weird. Cool. All right. The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment. Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. Let's return to this later, miss.
Ba-bum.
Wait, stop. That man, that bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? That's what she said, yes? Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality, he was 42 years old? Where's this going? How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? I got this. My age. I think I'm... Yes, I'm old, a wise and sage who has seen it all across 300 years. I'm in my early 30s. A rough 30, I lived it up. Because we've had...
Early 30s?
No, because we've had a long career, right?
Yeah, 10 years. Could be a wizard.
Yeah?
300 years.
Yeah, but probably not, though. Do you want to know the truth? Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth. Date of birth generator. To the laboratorium!
Your face looks like it's 58, body feels like it's 60.
Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century, but for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born?
We're 5 points from leveling up and getting a new slot if we want, or more stats.
Yeah, more stats is good, though.
There's a door up here we can interact with that isn't, that we haven't touched yet. There you
Mind if I use your John? There's a small, heavy door. There's no lock in sight. Where does this lead to? I don't know. He makes a note in his notebook. It's not the first closed door we found in this building. There's also your mysterious blue kitchen door. Do you think it's important? I don't know. The farther we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. Below, the hostile cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight, a skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers. Tap on the roof with your foot. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building. Do you think our stat sheet is particular to us? Does Kim have a shivers stat?
Huh. I think that's how the system works. Like, there is, like, an RP rulebook.
Right. But, like, does Miss Orania have...
Well, I mean, like, it's like your gut feeling and, like,
Yeah.
your impressions of stuff. So I think, yeah.
But, like...
Maybe not, specifically
like
having hallucinations about...
Not mechanically.
No.
But, like, clearly Harry is built up from all these stats.
Like, I think they're simplified.
Right?
Like, they'll have, like, a primary one. Like, I think hers is, like, drama, so she's great at lying.
Right. But, like... I wonder what other people are built up from.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The vigilante is the cadaver, and he nods towards the young woman. A number of people connected to this case are in or around this building. This door is a part of it. It's not unimportant. Can we break our leg doing this? Push. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
It's a white check.
Ugh. Oh!
We're very smart.
I didn't think we were gonna kick it with our toes.
Kick it gung-ho style, entering the premises style. The door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
Like the...
Just like the ankle toe breaking.
Yeah.
Like,
Wouldn't you, like, take a step back and hit it with your heel?
you would. One would.
Yeah.
There are ways to make that succeed. All right. Let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Disrespecting the force.
Oh, we can try again.
Oh, yes, we can. We can keep trying. We've got plenty of health juice.
Yeah, we've got 3 more bars.
So much health.
Oh! My shoes.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Walking away.
Just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Foot still functioning.
I've still got 1 foot.
Oh, there's plenty of other doors we can talk to Jeff ourselves on. Rip.
Door will remember this. It had better. Door steps out of line again, it's gonna get twice as bad.
Yeah, no, friend. Talk to Jeff is Adam's character for his single
Persona?
player role playing.
Oh,
stuff.
right. Yes, yeah. What drugs is he putting in the thing?
Well, we can talk to Titus again, be like,
Yeah,
suck it.
yeah, we need to talk to Titus again.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
He talked to Classia about the tape. And nothing. She stands by what she said. That fucking fucker. He stares at his beer for 2 seconds intently, then turns to you. You're the worst cop in Revachol. I'm glad I gave you gold on that tape. Gold, Jerry! She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. That fucking fuckity fucker. He shakes his head in disbelief. And what did she say then? That it's fine? People are supposed to be like that? Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal. She said she would like to be a little door gunner herself if she could.
Yeah.
Or we could just say it did not come as a surprise to her and she definitely wasn't scared.
Or nostalgic.
Yeah. Yes, in fact, the lieutenant looks at you and then him. I think she thought it was a little funny. Funny? Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho. Alright, he slams his giant fist on the doorframe. All fuckity righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking... Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Her voice is a little softer than earlier. Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman? Women are crazy, irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump. You know what? Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. I think this is personal for you. Pfft, Glenn explodes with indignation. Everyone's got feelings for each other. Where are you going with this? It's all right, Glenn. He rubs his temple. I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently I was wrong. Yeah, I was fucked up. He smiles sympathetically. He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic or else you might antagonize him. I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. He shakes his head. It's cool now.
Should we just confront him? Just be like, spill.
Yeah? What really happened? I already told you. He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. We fucking hanged him. There's less gusto in his voice now. His men are too growing increasingly silent. Come on, Titus. It's been a long day. I'm tired of running back and forth between you. I can see you're tired too. Why don't we just... You know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you, and I'm tired of the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, fuck off. And he throws his beer can down. This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits. That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over, you understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah! There's a silence in the room. Alain starts saying something, then thinks best not to. What's this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender! 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why don't we make it 40, huh? Man shuts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers. Now we're talking. Glenn livens up. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Maybe speed would help us. No, that doesn't boost intellect.
Yeah.
Cigarettes
Well,
boost
we
intellect.
could take rhetoric.
Oh yeah, you could just add some rhetoric. Or you could try it and then fail, and then that adds the rhetoric and get another free try.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think it's a white check, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh! Galaxy
Godlike.
brain!
Oh!
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now, Titus Hardy will never falter. One of his boys will. Fat Angus, the powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Clasia. It's about these men in Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Outside in the midday sun, ruins, the pavements are cracked and the benches peeling. Newspapers blow in the wind.
Case closed. Guess we better leave here.
Huh? The lieutenant raises his brow. He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. He takes out his notebook. Kill you because they don't like you. All because you work for the wrong people? Because you're a foreigner? Because of some chick?
Yeah.
Because they like killing? Wait, how do we lean on them?
You can start at the top.
Because of some chick. A wince, it's involuntary. Bring that up one more time and you won't get to write that report. The man's fists under the table are bald and you can tell from his neck and shoulders he means it. Yes, I understand, Elaine. That's your name, right? Elaine, you'll kill us, he scratches in his notebook. That's what they do in the Wild North. They just hang you like in the Dark Ages, make a display of your corpse.
Club you from behind.
String you up, and then go back to drinking. It wasn't that, it wasn't, the fat man says with a wheeze. We didn't hit him, okay? That's it, that's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the... Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up. The man reaches for his belt, but the voice is strangely calm. He's on to you. He knows what you're trying to do. Or what? You're gonna fucking kill me like you killed him for no reason? Like we lay on Angus.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... He takes a breath, wheezing. Shut up, Angus. He was dead before you hanged him. Fatty! The little guy hits Angus on the back of the head, a loud slap. Say one more thing to the cops and I'll... Dennis! Titus roars. Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo, he points to the old man. Take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. The room falls silent, so quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. He grabs his chest. I'm sorry. Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Lizzie snaps at him. Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. He leans. He turns to him. I told you to just give her up. Lizzie, he turns to the fixer. Your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard. Fine, I'll tell him after a long walk along the coast. She walks off without looking back. What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Question. So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. I'm sorry I made you guys fight.
Sorry, cop.
Why if Clasia didn't kill him, why the cover up? So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. He nods. You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What was it? We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see. The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue, hands covered in blue gloves, mouths covered by blue masks, bodies by blue aprons. The coroner wipes his brow, scalpel still in his hand. Get the light. Shine it in his mouth. He tells the assistant. The coroner squats to better see as the light illumines the darkness inside. Well, shit, can't blame him for missing that. Get the saw, Alan. This just got fun. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Plural.
Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. He doesn't think she did, or at least he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday night? Glacia came down, he points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it, drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario, only in reverse. Good analogy, boss, the rat-faced man snickers. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky, he points at him. You're still on the bench, and you keep taking it too easy, Angus. He turns back to you. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the merc was dead, and there was a fucking bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. Tibbs patched the window, and the corpse, we hanged.
Who's Tibbs?
Tibbs? Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into a mess. If Glacia didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed her girl's in some shit of her own. What kind of shit are you talking about? The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her from the old world where she came from. These people, who are they? They're powerful. He looks out the window. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your system, she'd be ghosted away. And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murderer. Why would I? He shrugs. I guess we abide by all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's Martinez's thing. Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? In manner of speaking. What do you mean? We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message. It's her, isn't it? The missing eighth Hardy. That's the other girl. The big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say something. The blonde shuts his mouth before a word escapes. I'll say it again. Titus turns to you. All the Hardy boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy boys. You don't know her anyway. You know, it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus. His fat face sets like concrete. He shakes his head solemnly. We're Hardy boys, and that's it. What about the affiliation? Name, current location? Nope, you're not going to get her. It's Glacia I want to talk to. So who killed the merc? Any leads? I mean, a bullet hole through the mouth? That's... yeah.
Broken window. Yeah.
Not yet, just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside behind the window somewhere, so that's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his. Hers, you mean? I mean the people after Glacia. Maybe the shot missed, maybe it was meant for her. I like that, the young guy nods. Been thinking the same thing myself. And you had ideas about his past too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood probably. Or it could have been somebody else from Krenel. He pauses to think. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. I'm sorry I made you guys fight. I really like that, actually. Me too. Well, Kim, we did it. Lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. Thanks for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time. You do that. He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks of something. Hey, cop, before you go... Suddenly the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows and their frames. It carries newspapers circling the whirling and rag in a warm column. Glacia came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now she refused that protection, but still, after all this headache. But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away? That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who ended up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Open the door, close the door. Nope. Goodbye, Kim.
He'll just take the long way.
Kim just, like, woo, 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 into
The
frame.
sentence. Yeah.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come. The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand. She puts her coffee mug on the table.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting us.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. Couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. She looks at her feet. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Alright. I am not. There's more here, miss. You're right. There is... sorry.
More? You answer to the coalition government, and by extension the moral intern. She reaches for a new cigarette.
The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. You don't have to worry.
Share a database with them. You send people to their courts. She lights a cigarette.
What's going on? What did you do?
Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. So
Is it-
wince and a pained little smile. Well, then I'm fucked for nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice. It's not illegal, not here in Ravashal or even Orania.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. Joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. Did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. The bigger company, kind you really, really don't fuck with, took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
He taps on his notebook. I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lusdoon County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of a loose cap conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
Man, I wonder what Orania could possibly be a coded reference to, especially with all these double U's in the name. It's a mystery. No one can ever possibly know. But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me, along with Loosecap and their friends at the MI. She breathes out heavily. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
That's a lot of shit you gotten yourself into. Yeah, the name Orania is pretty...
It is.
Yeah.
Many people lost their jobs, not just C-suite ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, she shakes her head at the thought. A lot of people got hurt, she concludes, but that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more. What did you do?
She looks down in her eyes. One of them killed themselves because of me.
That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... She looks at you with pleading eyes. How do you do it?
I don't, either.
There you have it. She's already almost devoured the cigarette. She just lit and looks at, sadly, the way of the warrior.
Around her, a drop in atmospheric pressure. Not long from now, it will get dark and the air will start moving faster, circling the box she stands on. She's already in prison here for what happened, and she's prepared to never leave, even after this death. What happened here the night he died?
We were there. She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together, in bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, she takes a deep breath. He was in a kneeling position. He just entered me. I was on my back looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter. I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. Turned back to him. She breathes out. In a moment of silence. His eyes were looking through me and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death. Better not mention it. Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off. He fell to the floor there. Points through the window. Only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her side, then she continues. I waited for the second shot to come for me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Yeah, that's a motherfucker.
There is some of the wire
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah, exactly. Right, that entire scene.
Yep.
Welcome, Plaid Posse.
We've solved the case.
Yeah. All right, day 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a motherfucker. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I. She looks down. Her cigarette has singed her fingers. Throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 11 or 12:15. Don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
That's okay, he makes a note. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line plus other things. I was drinking.
This doesn't fit with the testimony of Titus Hardy. He said she was higher than usual. Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. She tilts her head. Did one of his lines just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room, downstairs. Got some clothes on, crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. Couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. Knew there would be people there.
Run, woman, run past them and out into the street where it's dark and people move, to the lorries at the intersection as far as you can. Why didn't you run away from here?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
Did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? She thinks. I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. She looks down. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. She pauses. I sat down. They all welcomed me. Didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Who is Ruby?
Ruby, you know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys, she says as if it's self-evident.
I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. Ruby Hardy.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen. Like, things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Oh, nominally. Literally nominally. This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her, so do the others. Does she also party with Ruby, however? Did you party with Ruby too?
No, she smiles nervously. The beads of her teeth shine.
Still, there's something there. She won't tell you now. Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. But I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. That's when she does. It's what she does, you know. Take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower to keep him upright.
To produce lividity matching a hanging.
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death? Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood, you know, what it does. She looks at the ground and then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours.
Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lelly in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on, his armor too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I had gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something, so I did.
Where's Ruby now?
Don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys. When was the window changed?
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think they called him Tibbs, took care of it. She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I first heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone. She looks at her cigarette. So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
It probably didn't.
Or I don't know anything more. All I do is wait here. She looks at the table.
We can't go after Luskap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
I think we're done here for now. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke, just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. Lieutenant glances at you, then at the door. He's thinking, are we done here? A white check?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have doubts. Just give us one example of deceit, just one, and we'll gladly change our mind. This is silly of me to imply she's lied. Gosh, she's so young, isn't she? She would look spectacular in a starring role. Be careful not to look too long into her soon-to-be famous face, lest it make you look like an indecisive suitor. Looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further, at least for now. Alright, let's go and see if we can reconstruct the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've gotten 2 impossible checks
Today
this stream.
alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Asking for a third was...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, alright. It's a white check. We can try it.
Yeah.
But what if...
Yes.
You get the feeling this room would tell you something crucial if you only knew how to listen.
Again. Alrighty. We don't have points.
No, but I want
have to-
points.
We'll have to
Oh, we're 70 points away. Oh my god. That's impossible.
I know it's gonna take forever.
No one could possibly do this.
Literally forever.
No one could possibly figure this out. It's impossible. It's impossible. Wait.
Are you planning to reload after that? Because there was a save right before we did this. It won't
It won't let you?
re-enable the check until
Oh.
we unlock it through dialogue, or
Oh wait, we were already wearing our visual calculus gloves.
we were already... Like, it was a 70-something% chance. Like,
Yeah.
we failed a slam dunk. Like,
Ugh. 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 Ugh.
next week. Next time.
The game has me demoralized.
At least Kim's happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only 2 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, I guess payback for getting into the container.
Yeah.
We need to find 35 cents.
To pay rent.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess beg people for money, or equip our little shopping bag and go trash picking.
Kim.
You did that on purpose.
Kim. Kim, please. Kim, please. Oh, wait, Kim has bottles? She does! We can clean up her place for her.
Oh, yes. She does have bottles.
Items? Tools.
All right.
Just doing some casework here.
Yeah. I think they're 10 cents each? Uh-oh.
Kim. Kim.
Oh. He's figuring it out. All right.
We need one more. In the bathroom?
I don't think so. We can sell a postcard.
Oh, but my postcards.
Did we clean our room?
We may have? She has no more bottles.
No.
We're gonna be 5 cents short.
Unless there's a bottle on the way, right?
Yeah. Did you see the news story about the 2 teenagers who were stuck on an ice floe and who heckled at the people trying to get them to safety while they were heading for a hydroelectric dam?
No.
I saw it retweeted with basically saying like Kuno IRL, because the kids were like making like rude gestures at the cameras.
That's something we could do. We could go steal Kuno's dad's speed.
Oh yeah, that's probably worth $20.
We might not be able to sell it, but maybe his dad has bottles.
Ooh. Okay, I guess we talked to... Wait, we should probably put away our bag.
Why?
Well, it'll be embarrassing to talk to the Hardy Boys with a bag in our hand.
It's you again. What is it?
Now I need to talk to Ruby. Why? He leans back and regards you with curiosity. I've seen her in a laudanum-induced delirium. The paranormal instincts whisper her name into my ear. Because she's your real leader. You're cuckoo, cop. Smile hides a flash of anger. I'm the only man responsible for this unit. Get with it or fuck off. How many times must I tell you? Yeah, fuck off! I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in my chain that leads me to Lely's killer. Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit. And fuck you too, moral... He glances at... 4chaner, I see. Throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lip. The big guy sighs. Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. He crosses his arms. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R in here. Think you could fuck off now?
Rude.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking. From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush right behind the window, behind Titus's back. What about our third 3% chance today?
Go for it.
Aww! No, we can do this. Oh, good. Give up. Perfect. I wish life presented us with that option.
Give up.
Just option 4, give up. Perfect. On the downside, you have no idea what you're supposed to do now. I could have debriefed you. Blissful idiot. Say something. You've stood there for too long. Locked. Bye! The victim's tattoos. Ask another about the tattoo's possible meaning. Find the armored gloves down the coast. What is the race enigma? The jam mystery. Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a bunch we can't do till tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got about 15 minutes left in the stream.
Yeah, but we could probably, like, start running through subs at, like,
Yeah, like...
a couple minutes.
Yeah, but what do we think so far? Like, we should probably actually, like, talk a bit about the game.
Yeah, let's do that.
Again, I know I've said this before, but I really enjoy this approach to creating a role-playing game, where you actually do feel kind of heavily invested in the character that you're playing.
Like, you've been assigned a character, more or less.
You've been assigned a situation that you wake up in, and there's evidence of the kind of person you are, and you have certain tools to deal with things, but you're a mess. You kind of have like this blank slate.
Yeah.
And well, not a blank slate, because there are echoes of who you are. And you have these many axes on which to describe yourself, right? You have 24 stats that assemble to form a person. So like the mechanical structure of the game is all based on personality, right? Like, I don't believe that esprit de corps is probably something very particular to police, right?
Yeah.
But like, other people in this game do not necessarily have these stats. Right? I'm not talking from like a game design perspective, but just psychologically. I don't think other people in this universe are made up of the same 24 stats that we are made of. Right?
Like, I think you can kind of, like, roughly assign them, though. You can be like, this person is muscles, and this person is, like, because
Right,
they're kind
right.
of, like, they're abstractions.
But like, I don't think necessarily people who aren't police would have esprit de corps,
Right.
right? like there's nothing in here of like the chef would probably have some branch of skills related to cooking, right? Garto would probably have something related to being a dick, right? Everard probably has some kind of management skills that we don't have, that are just like completely inaccessible to us.
True.
So where, you know, D&D has a universal stat sheet for its characters that kind of is used to approximate anyone. I really feel that this is very particular to us. And that's interesting, right? Because it kind of isolates us from other people. or
Like, I wonder if,
separates
like,
us.
the left-hand column
Yeah,
is basically
okay,
the same, and
Yeah.
then the sub-skills are,
are particular.
yeah.
Right? Like, okay, yeah, maybe the Hardy Boys would have an esprit de corps, right? That would indicate some kind of participation in, or a membership in some kind of group. But the broader point I'm making is that I think the stat block in this is less about the numbers and more about which individual stat you have.
Yeah.
Right? Along which axes can you develop? And
But there's also the thing where, like, putting points in the stats, if they're, like, high enough, they'll push you towards certain behaviors.
yes, yeah, because like when you have, if you have high physical instrument, you're going to go looking for fights,
Yeah.
right? If you have high, like rhetoric, or high empathy, you're also you're going to try different approaches to people. You're going to try to talk your way through situations, or trying to relate to people. Where was I going with this? The idea that you interact with the universe along specific axes that maybe are inaccessible to other people, but they have access to other modes of interaction, I think is
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because it presupposes that everyone is just a little is not just different in execution, but different in approach. Or maybe not. Anyway, I still like it, right? I really enjoy it. And the other thing I wanted to talk about again today was just the idea that the game presents, you know, a kind of corrupt world where a lot of people are kind of equally unpleasant
Yeah.
about things. And I'd heard that compared to basically like having a South Park approach to politics.
Right.
And I disagreed with that. And I don't know, maybe I'm not relating that correctly, but South Park's approach to politics, where everyone is equally bad, is
Well, like, everyone's equally mockable. Everyone's...
Yeah. it comes from a place of deep cynicism,
Yes.
where everyone is approaching things insincerely.
And this game is not cynical.
Yeah, it has a different. This has a much more classical understanding of cynicism, right? Where Diogenes sitting in his bathtub called himself a cynic, right? Coming from the Greek kainos, for dog, the loyal animal
Right.
that is still like vulgar, right? The one that basically the idea that somebody is calling you out on your inconsistencies in your
Yeah.
lies, and that has morphed from being the clear-sighted person who is living outside of your society, who can see where you are failing, to being someone who assumes the worst of everyone,
Yeah.
right?
More
That-
like a pessimist rather than someone who's, like, looking critically at...
And so I think this has much more like classical cynicism to it than a South Park kind of cynicism to it.
Yes.
Because like I do think like the union and the corporations are approaching things from. I mean, there are definitely villains in the setting, right? I don't
Yep.
think Everart's a good guy.
No.
I don't think the Hardy Boys are good people, necessarily. But
But, like, looking at Martinez and looking at the situation everything's in and its history, they kind of fit. And they're like...
Yeah, I think they're coming from legitimate places
Yeah.
in it. And I don't think their solutions are necessarily good, but I do think that they are approaching things from a place that they feel is reasonable.
Yes. They're not acting irrationally.
And they're not acting out of like greedy self-interest. They're not putting up a front. They're not using their political views as a they believe in what their political
They're not
views.
lying about their allegiances. Yeah.
They're not using their allegiance as a semiotic thing. Like they're not just using it as a banner that they fly to identify other people that they will ally with. They actually believe in it.
Other than the scabs.
Yeah,
But we know they're lying anyways.
yeah, like the scabs are being hired, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we just spend the entire rest of when we come back to this, we just spend all of it with Kuno.
We'll have reason to talk to Kuno later.
Yeah. So, okay, like the other comparison I want to make to this in cop procedural things
Right.
is Twin Peaks.
Right.
And this is like the mirror image of Twin Peaks, because Twin Peaks is this town where everything is perfect.
Yes.
Except
and it's
for
just
when you
like
scratch
sinister
and-
stuff is under the surface.
Yeah, but it's very idyllic
Yeah.
idyllic on the surface, and everything is like wonderful, and the pie is really good, and the coffee is delicious,
And in this,
the
they're
people are
like-
friendly.
Just trying to get those moments of good pleasure, like enjoyment, out of like trash world.
Yeah, because here, if you scratch the surface of this horrible fallen world, you see genuine people
Yeah.
who are looking for like moments of kindness and sincerity, which is like the mirror image of Twin Peaks, but along a very different axis than what Twin Peaks posits when they go to that other town that just sucks. So I don't know. Yeah, I feel invested with this character because I also really like what it does with the name. When people tell you your name is Harry Dubois, and you're like, yeah, but is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's honestly our name. It feels like it is. I don't know why the game would lie to us at this point, but maybe Everard just lies to us, because that also seems to mesh with Kim. But it feels like you're being assigned that and then deciding whether that name is you or not, right? And it's just a name. It's a series of sounds for this
Yeah.
person.
But like we also know that Harry has like particular things that he likes. Like he really likes sunset and sunrise colors.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
likes, like yellow and oranges.
Yeah. What the text picks out for us to pay attention to. That's good. I really like that. Right? Like there are the ways we phrase things.
Yeah.
There are the structures of the arguments that we take that indicate kind of like, that deep muscle memory,
Yeah.
right, of a person, even after amnesia, that there's a personality here, and it likes things, and it's still present even if it can't remember who it is.
Yes. Subs?
Subs.
Boop-a-doop. Alright, let's get us into boof.
Boof mode.
Start things off with E-Block, cheering 500 bits. I hear amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective?
I mean, we passed a bunch of 3% rolls, so...
Yeah, I think we're a great detective.
Vingris has resubbed for the 5th month. Hooray for the best people playing the best game.
Nija, 35 months. Wow, Papers, Please 2 is a different budget, huh?
Control Alt Defeat Live resub for the 29th month. Sub hype.
Laura Lyric Nekosune, 12 months, a year. Wow.
Halen Pitman has come back for the 2nd month. Thank you for coming back.
42 milliways, 23 months. That's almost 2 years.
Rather WT has come back for the 7th month. This computer, it's full of stars.
Superhero Faye, 28 months. Really need to play this game.
Plummeting Sloth has come back for the 76th month. 76 months of sorry police work.
Cacmise, 16 months. Thank you.
Prue Prue has come back for the 42nd month. Well, since it's 42, I better sound off in chat. It's a very good number after all. True.
Azralorn, 47 months. Allow me to take away from the seriousness of the stream with 2 potato emojis.
Ooh. Zom Studio is a brand new sub, courtesy of the Maricat. Thank you, Maricat.
The UFO Guy, 32 months. That's almost 3 years.
Photosynthesis has come back for the 25th month. 25 months? I can't believe it's been 25 months.
And Random Proxy is a new subscriber. Welcome.
Thank you for deciding to support us. All right, so Ben and Adam will be here in about half an hour to
Yeah.
start playing, to continue playing, what's the name of the game? The best bad game they've ever played. They say it's
The Room.
The Room for Horror Games.
Daymare.
Thank you. Daymare 1998. So if you want to hear the boys, the Note boys, scream at, Morty, at and because of
Video game horror.
video game horror, stick around. But in the meantime, go get a glass of water or go and return a glass of water.
We'll be here next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. So see you then.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Peace. Going offline.
Going off.